My name is Adrian Gonzalez.
David Young Flip Rodriguez.
Jared Woods, you can call me JJ.
Miami Freerunning.
Miami Freerunning Academy has been open for the past 3 years or so. It really started in the corner of one of the local gymnastics gyms. We opened up just renting space from Octaviano's Gymnastics down in Kendall. From there, we grew our student base gradually until it became a joint venture where we now have a facility, which is a hybrid facility between gymnastics and freerunning. The academy was open or established to basically be a place for urban athletes to come learn and train these disciplines, to have a place where they could practice safely, get some of the basics underway, and mostly just be a home.
Adrian actually started teaching me how to do freerunning and parkour. He wanted his own facility to take in all the youth and the teens and adults around Miami, just to teach them what we love to do.
We started freerunning together as a group. It was myself, Adrian Gonzalez, and his brother and my good friend also, David Gonzalez. It was the three of us training behind Winn-Dixie's, at parks here and there. It wasn't really anything big. We wanted to actually spread what we know to the community. So that's why we decided, you know what, let's open an academy where kids can come, they can have fun, people can train. You could do this as a simple workout. You could train, and you set your own foundation and you set your own pace. If you want to be at the level where you're flipping off walls and jumping off the high objects, we can get you there. If you want to do something that's just going to keep your tone and something that'll get you in shape, we can keep you there also. So that's pretty much the whole philosophy behind opening the academy and just staying the team that we've been ever since we really got serious about this a few years ago.
Our slogan is live to move and move to live. We promote a lifestyle that embraces movement, that embraces activity, not just for the physical aspect, but also for the mental element as well. We try to coach our students to use what they learn here in the gym as a tool for getting over anything they may come across in their daily life.
The goal is just to keep on running. I mean, to obviously get a lot of people in here to learn freerunning parkour and get some discipline in, take them away from the outside world, like alcohol, drugs, and stuff like that. Especially the youth, they're very, they get influenced very easily. So hopefully this helps and takes them away from that.
The goal of the academy is pretty much raise awareness of the sport so that it could become more respectable and that we could branch out into more events. But here with the academy, we just want to get as many kids occupied as possible doing something that's fun, something that's not dangerous, something that can be practiced very safely in a safe environment, meet new people, and who knows, if they want to follow in our footsteps, they're more than welcome to do that also.
I've been doing parkour and freerunning for the past five and a half years. I first got into freerunning as a training discipline while I was preparing to become a police officer. From the first day that I started, I fell in love with it, and it's just been a journey ever since.
I got into freerunning and parkour through Spider. He started teaching me one day on a cruise ship that we were on, and then I never stopped. I wear my mask because when I started getting into freerunning and parkour, I was going through, I guess you can say, a rough time in my life. The way I came about it was I found a way to express myself. I take a blank mask, I design it the way I want, and depending on how I'm feeling at that time will be what I put on the mask. And then nobody really understands it. Like, nobody will understand what mask means what emotion, but it's more for me, not more for anybody else.
I came across parkour with my best friend about, I want to say 3.5, almost 4 years ago. We grew up together in Colorado. We used to box together. We just did all kinds of training methods. So when he introduced me into parkour, I didn't really put 100% behind it. 4 or 5 months later, and I saw all my friends flipping off walls and blocks and buildings. I was like, okay, now I think I want to get into this.
A lot of people get into talking about what the difference is between parkour and free running, we really don't see any distinction. Typically, the earlier distinctions were between one discipline, parkour, which typically focused on
To get to point A to point B as fast and safe as possible through any obstacle in your way.
moving as quickly, fluidly, and efficiently as possible to get to your destination.
whereas free running allowed you to be a little bit more creative, allowed you to introduce tricking.
More style, more flips, and you're not so worried about time.
You want to express yourself through movement, regardless of the direction or the height you're aiming towards. So that's pretty much the clear-cut, dry, simple explanation between parkour and free running.
We have the 3 levels established to bring our students through a gradual progression so that they're not only learning movements safely, but that they're building their bodies up so that they are physically competent to perform some of the more advanced movements. The difference in classes focuses between a lot of repetition in the early classes, a lot of strength and conditioning, introducing them to a lot of basic movements. When they get into the intermediate class, now we explore some of the basic acrobatics and tricking, as well as spark their creativity a little bit. By the time they've reached the advanced class, now they're competent in a lot of the basic acrobatic movements that you see. We start to integrate more floor tricking, wall tricking, and basically just push the scale of everything that they're doing. Bigger jumps, bigger drops, with the emphasis not being that they have to go big all the time, just gradually expand what their body can do and the scale at which they can move.
Beginner is strictly basics. Rolls, vaults, no flips involved in the beginner class, just to make sure they know how to land, how to save themselves if something happens. Intermediate is more when we start getting into the basics of flips, like front flips, side flips, back flips. The advanced course is more full twist, corks, gainers, and just more difficult tricks, more high skill level tricks is what it is.
The courses in the academy that we offer between the beginner, intermediate, and advanced classes, some of the differences are subtle, but what it comes down to is comfortability with yourself. And the difference between the beginners, intermediate, and the ones that move on to the advanced is not so much skill, it's comfortability and awareness with their own movements. You know, you have the beginners where you have to teach them the proper way to jump, the proper way to land, the proper way to carry themselves, and some catch on more. With the intermediate classes, they have more of an understanding. They're just now getting a little bit more comfortable with their body movements and learning the higher difficulty moves. But when it comes down to it, the advanced students that we have, they haven't mastered it completely, but they're a lot more comfortable with their body and they know what they can do. So that's what we really look for in the classes, is not so much skill, but just more raw talent and confidence in your movement.
For anybody that's out there practicing who's never heard of us, I would recommend that they come by the academy for no other reason than to find a place that can kind of spark, their journey into moving. If there's something out there that they love to do, whether it's parkour, free running, some other physical discipline, or something that's not even movement related. If it's something you love, engage in it wholeheartedly and, just enjoy the time you have to practice it.
Parkour and free running, I believe, takes up every part of your body, every inch of it. And it's definitely a different exercise. And just the free running and parkour world is completely different. Start at a gym, start slow, don't start fast like what you see all the higher guys and videos do, jumping buildings and stuff like that. That's a way to get you seriously hurt. Focus on the basic moves. Understand the basic moves before you go into more advanced moves. Once you feel 100% comfortable on the gym and you can throw it without getting warmed up, then I would suggest to take it outside. Just be very careful, see if you can have somebody spot you, stuff like that. Just try to stay safe, but also enjoy it.
Find us, come, train. We'll teach you how to do whatever you'd like in a safe environment, but practice slow. Learn. It might be to you boring, it might not be as interesting, because obviously if you see advanced moves being thrown, you're obviously going to be drawn to that. That's what caught your attention in the first place. So practice at your level, start low, and if you do it to get your body prepped for what you really want to do, you come here, you're ready to work, give 110% of what you're capable of, and I guarantee you won't be disappointed. In terms of parkour in general, the only thing I can really say to people is practice and train if it's something you really truly want to do. You have to give your mind, your soul, 100% of yourself towards these movements so that you'll be able to get the best results possible. And you give all your effort, hands down, you're gonna have a great time and you're really gonna love what you do and you're gonna love the results at the end.